Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to implement a pagination inside React.js with Laravel as the backend. So to start with, we will create a clean Laravel instance and a create React application as well. And from there, we will start implementing the table and the pagination. So the first things first, we will do a composer create project Laravel/Laravel, and I will name this as server. I'll open up one more instance and I will create a React app using the TypeScript template. So let me see, TypeScript template, right? Create React app, client TypeScript. So I am creating two projects. One is the React create app and the second one is a Laravel application. Once this is done, we will start our coding. Okay, so with these two things installed, let us see. I have two folders. I'll go inside the client and I'll go inside the server and first open up Visual Studio Code. Okay, and this one as well. And then to start the node project, the React project, I will do npm run start. And for the Laravel project, we will do PHP artisan serve. However, before doing that, I'll just create an SQLite database and do PHP artisan serve. Okay, I need to change the env. So first let's handle the server end. Okay, inside my env, instead of MySQL, I will use SQLite. I already created that file, so things are fine. Okay, I have a factory, so why don't we go into the database seeder, right, in here. So inside the factory, I'll have user class. I'll create 20 users through the factory, and then we will create one more which we know. So I'll just use my name. So it's do, not die. And let's say the password will be bcrypt p t and then password. I have user already in. No, we don't. So we will need to import the user class. And I think now we are done. Let's quickly see. I'll do PHP migrate refresh. So MRS is PHP artisan migrate refresh and then seed. I have a shortcut for that. Too long for a command to run every time. And then once the script is done, we'll do user all. We have 21 users. We confirm that through Tinker. Now we'll open up api.php, create a route which is users/list. I'll expect user controller class, and we'll have a method. Can I get rid of this, please? Yeah, index. Now we don't have the user controller class, obviously, so we'll create one. PHP artisan make controller user controller. Sorry, I'll delete that file. And this is the file that we are interested in, so we'll import this as well. And in here, the code is going to be very simple. Just do users equals user query order by descending id paginate 5 return $users response. Why don't we do it inside response with 200 status code? And I need to import the user class in here as well. Right, so I think generally our Laravel code is ready. Let's just see. No, sorry, localhost slash API slash user list. Right, pagination is there, so we should get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have 5 records. And if I do page 2, I'm getting it from 16. So this is our URL, which is fine. Our API is done. And now let's go to the web client, right? Inside our web client, I don't need quite a few things. For example, I don't need the CSS file. I don't need the TS. Okay. And in here, I'll get rid of this. I'll make this as a class-based component. So let's just call this class app extends component. Oops, not that. Component this export default app. Right, I'll have a render method in here. Every class should have that. So return, I need to return something. So we will return basic Bootstrap classes, div row, and then div call md12. Now, first of all, let's just refresh and see. Okay, this is loading, so which means nothing is wrong. We'll need certain packages along with the default React app, so let's install them. What are those packages? We definitely need Bootstrap. Okay, npm install Bootstrap. We need Axios, and we need React.js pagination. And if I don't if I'm not missing, I think I'll also need types dot react and @types react DOM, because I have realized that for some reason the Visual Studio Code starts showing certain kinds of errors because the types are not installed. So I'll install that as well. Anything else that I can recollect? No, right? So I have Bootstrap, Axios, React Pagination, and the types. Okay, and while we are doing that, one small tweak which I'll make is inside my TS config, strict true, I'll make it false, because there are certain cases where we will be not compliant with the strict rules. So I'll get rid of that. Okay, so while this is doing its job, we will pause the video and we'll come back once it is done. Okay, so we have downloaded what we wanted. Now let's start implementing them one by one. The first thing which I will do is get the Bootstrap styling. Why is it not giving me the autocomplete? Okay, it's indexing, I guess. So Bootstrap slash, I think it's dist slash css slash bootstrap dot min dot css. I hope I'm correct on this. It will not allow me the command click, but that's fine. We will assume this is correct and then import Axios from Axios. The indexing is gone. It is not indexing for some weird reason. And we will also need the pagination from react-js pagination. Okay. Waiting for type checked results, and fine, it is doing some weird things, and hence I think the indexing is not working. But for now, we will say Checking Bootstrap, hit save, and I'm getting this, which means Bootstrap is working. Right, so get back to our code. We need to do first one thing, which is get user data. Okay, and this is going to make an axios call, so we'll put that in an async function, and we'll have constant response equals await axios dot get, let's just say our URL. Constant URL is equal to, I'll use backticks because I'll need certain variables. We have this, right? And in here, why don't we do page number equals 1? Okay, so by default our page number will be 1 if we don't provide any. Otherwise we will set the exact one. Now if we do console.log response, response.data, because I know Axios has everything inside the data property. So hit refresh, open up console, and what do we have? Oh, sorry, my bad. This we will call on component will mount. This dot get user, this is going to be an await function, and hence this is async as well. Okay, let's see, we get the data. So you need to very carefully look at the pagination object. We have current page, then we have data. Okay, we have from, last page, previous page, page URL, total, and quite a lot of things. And these are few things which we will need inside our pagination object. Okay, so let's see, we have this. First we will need to render the table, right? And the table will be rendering based on the state, which is users. Initially I'll keep it null. Okay, so my state with users initially is null. Once I get that, I will do this dot set state. Users will be response dot data. Now you need to understand that we have done one thing, which is all these pagination data are also inside the state. Okay, so once that is done, why don't we do ul list group, and in that I need this, right? Li list group item, which will render the usernames. So render usernames or user list, let's call that user list. Okay, I'll pick this up, return. Okay, what is this? Right, now this should only come when I'll do the destructuring users from this dot state. So I'll only render that this render user list function. I'll only call this when my user list is not null. Okay, otherwise I'll have all kinds of problem where it will look for certain data which we will not get. So this is fine, and once I have the user list, I'll get certain data points like data, comma, as we saw in the pagination object, we get current page, the per page and the total count from this dot state dot users. Okay, so we will need them, or rather in here we will only need the data. So I'll keep this handy because this is total. I've already typed it, so I'll copy paste that in a second function. um, no, actually we can do that. So I have all these elements, and first of all we will have this one inside data dot map user comma index. Okay, return this where I can print user dot name, and we need to pass the key as well. So the key in any form of DOMs which we are printing through a React variable, a reactive variable inside React, which is like through a prop or through state, we need to we need to provide a key, because then the rendering part keeps a track of the keys and it detects on state change, or when there is a basically on React state change, then which keys it need to re-render. Okay, and that's why this property is very much important. So right, we are rendering this. Now we should see the list of users. We do. This is the first page. Now we need to get the navigation in place. I will do that here, but I have a UL, which means I need to have a div. First, I'll create a div dot. In that, I'll have this, and I'll have another div, and then it will complain because I can't return two elements. So in here, I'll use react.fragment. Okay, react.fragment is one way of returning multiple divs from a function, but still have a same parent element. Okay, and it doesn't add any additional divs. So I wanted that div only because actually I can take this UL and get rid of this. And in here, I basically want a gap between my pagination and the table. Okay, so that's the reason I was doing that. Now in here, I will add the pagination component. And pagination component, if you see, it requires certain parameters, and I mean certain of these are required. For example, these three are definitely required. So total count. Okay, it's not giving me an autocomplete. Total count is total. Okay, then I'll bring it here. Let's just say active page is going to be current page. Then we have items count per page. Okay, I need this property so that I can set per page. And on change is a required thing, where if you see the documentation, it says that the page number is sent as an argument, and that's why we also have the get user with a page number argument, right? So what we can do is this dot get user data, and we will pass in the page number. Okay, this should work. And then anything else? I don't think so. Let's see. What do we have? It will re-render and it is giving me something weird, but it does make that Ajax call and it is giving me those data points. Now we need to, make this look a little more like a Bootstrap pagination. So we have options for that. For example, item class. Class is a property where we can define page link, which will tell this component to add those classes to those li ulli items. Then link class is page page item, right? This will add those this particular class to the a tag, and then first page text equals first, and last page text is last. And with this, I think we should, oh, spelling mistake. We have a working pagination where I can click next, and it will work, right? And I can do last and first as well. So this is Bootstrap's pagination, which we added using this beautiful plugin, React JS pagination. So yes, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and subscribe to my channel.